Can you believe the first quarter of 2025 is already coming to an end? Winter is fading and spring is here, bringing with it the coziness of gentle rain showers. In January, I shared my slow and simple lifestyle goals with a Victorian nuance centered on faith, family, frugality, and embracing beauty in everyday life. Now that we're a few months into the year, I want to reflect on my progress so far and share a more detailed plan for how I intend to continue crafting the Victorian-inspired lifestyle of my dreams, one slow and intentional step at a time. The first quarter wasn't about grand, visible changes. It was more about absorbing my goals into my heart and mind and laying the foundation for the journey ahead through a bit of planning. One of my biggest steps was quitting vaping. After about 6 years of addiction, I knew this habit wasn't in alignment with the life I wanted to create. Last summer, I attempted to quit cold turkey but only lasted 29 hours due to severe withdrawals. This time, I've been using Nicoderm's 3-step patch program to gradually wean myself off nicotine. While I'm still experiencing very mild withdrawals, especially after transitioning to step 2 recently, the process has been much easier compared to last year's attempt. Step by step, I'm moving toward a healthier future. Beyond that, quarter 1 was a time of reflection, shaping my vision, setting intentions, and easing into small, sustainable changes rather than rushing toward instant transformation. And that's exactly how I want to continue building my Victorian-inspired lifestyle. Slowly, deliberately, and with purpose. At its core, my vision isn't about rigid historical reenactment, but rather adopting timeless Victorian values and aesthetics in a way that enriches my modern life. I intend to do this basically through routines, gardening, and interior design. The Victorians placed great emphasis on duty, beauty, and refinement, not in a superficial way, but as a means of honoring God, family, home, and their fellow man. That's what I want to bring into my life in a way that feels both enriching and achievable. As we move into the second quarter of the year, my primary focus will be on my health and physical appearance goals. Essentially, a glow-up Victorian style. For most of my marriage and motherhood journey so far, my focus has been on catering to my family's needs. My well-being often takes a back seat, and while I have no regrets about devoting myself to my family, I've been feeling like I actually have more capacity to also pour into myself. I just need to act on it. My children are older and more independent, and this season of life is giving me the space to embrace self-care and personal refinement, not out of vanity, but as an act of self-respect and gratitude. So, I'll be continuing my journey towards nicotine-free, refining my diet with nourishing meals, including trying more Victorian recipes from historical sources like Mrs. Beaton's Book of Household Management at least once a month, staying consistent with movement, and prioritizing rest. I also want to refine my personal style by settling into a daily hairstyle or two, refining my wardrobe with timeless and practical pieces, and embracing thoughtful self-care, neatly manicured nails, a more natural makeup routine, and the art of presenting myself with grace. Beyond health and beauty, I also have a few other secondary goals I want to focus on in quarter 2. Starting my backyard garden is one of them. I've already drawn up plans for our backyard and I couldn't be more excited. This will be a slow process, but I'm eager to start bringing my Victorian-inspired garden vision to life this spring. More specifically, I'd like to get my vegetable beds set up and create garden beds on either side of our patio this quarter. Another goal is to enhance at least 1 or 2 indoor spaces with a more Victorian aesthetic, whether through decor or other simple details that reflect the beauty of the era. This quarter, I definitely want to refresh our entryway and closet first, and maybe even the living room if I'm able to, financially or otherwise. And the final goal for the second quarter is to refine my Victorian-inspired routines. Last fall, I laid the foundation for my Victorian-inspired daily routines based on How to Be a Victorian, A Dawn to Dusk Guide to Victorian Life by Ruth Goodman. This year, I'd like to hone my routines further. One of the ways I intend to do this is by learning more details about Victorian practices in their everyday lives and then adapting those practices for my modern life. The Victorians believed that beauty wasn't about vanity, but about dignity and self-respect. They understood that caring for one's health, appearance, and home was a reflection of personal discipline and gratitude for the life God has given us. That's the mindset I want to cultivate in quarter 2. As I continue this journey, I'm reminded that transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's in the quiet, daily choices, in the routines we craft, the care we put into our surroundings, and the way we nourish our bodies and spirits. I hope this reflection has encouraged you in your own journey towards slow and intentional living, whether you share a love for Victorian elegance or simply want to embrace a more thoughtful way of life. Let's walk this path together, one gentle step at a time.